Please stand as you are able for the class of 2026.
You may now be seated. Should I wait for them? Or should I go now? When we are asked what it means to be an American, it's easy to think of symbols, the flag, the anthem, the beliefs we've grown up with. But being American is more than symbols. It's about the values we choose to live by. It's about freedom, the freedom to speak, to believe, to dream, and to build a future of our own. And with that freedom comes responsibility. The responsibility to look beyond ourselves, to listen, to respect, to keep pushing forward even when things don't go your way. Because in the end, that responsibility is what defines leadership. Leadership isn't about titles or pats on the back. It's about action. It's about being persistent. It's about choosing courage over comfort. It's about doing the right thing even when people aren't looking. As Michelle Obama once said, success isn't about how much money you make. It's about the difference you make in people's lives. That's what leadership really is. It's the impact we have on others. It's how we show up for people around us, and it's the choices we make every day to make things just a little bit better. And in a world that often focuses on what divides us, today is a reminder of something more powerful. there is far more that unites us than separates us. We've shared classrooms, challenges, laughter, and growth. We've supported each other, learned from each other, and became who we are because of each other. So, as we leave here today, let's move forward with a shared commitment to lead with integrity, to act with compassion, to stand up for others, and to use the opportunities that we've been given to make a difference. As we talk about what it means to lead, to serve, and to make a difference, it's important that we recognize those who have already committed themselves to something greater than themselves. Please stand up if you have served, will serve, or are currently serving as a member of the military. Your dedication and sacrifice make the freedoms we enjoy. Your willingness to serve for something bigger than yourself is inspiring, and it challenges all of us to lead with more purpose, more courage, and more heart. Thank you for your service. At this time, will everyone please stand if you are able? Gentlemen and graduates, please remove your caps and join me as we say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may now be seated.
Good evening, families, friends, faculty, members of the school board, and most importantly, the Batavia High School graduating class of 2026. My name is Olivia Hooper, and I'm honored to welcome you here tonight. 4 years ago, most of us walked into Batavia High School just trying to figure things out: where to go, who to talk to, and how to not look like that one lost freshman. And tonight, we're here, sitting a little more confidently, ready to take that next step. Before you walk across this stage tonight, I'd like you to take a moment to reflect with your freshman self. They may not necessarily recognize you in appearance, in attitude, in confidence, and in knowledge, but they would be so proud of the person sitting in that chair right now. We've all grown in ways that can't always be measured by grades or achievements, but it didn't come easily. We've learned to balance expectations, face challenges, and lean on one another along the way. From early mornings to late nights, games, performances, and everything in between, each moment and each person beside us has shaped who we are today. What makes this moment meaningful isn't just that we've reached it, but how we got here. There's something special about Batavia. Is it the west side and the east side, the lively downtown, the late night football games with the stadium packed, our BFAC, or is it our large town but one small community? Batavia has offered us both opportunity and support, pushing us to grow while giving us a place to belong. It's a place that prepares you to leave, but never without a sense of where you started. Batavia is something special to all of us. We are all so lucky to have been a part of it. If these past 4 years have taught us anything, it's that we are more capable than we know. We are ready to take on whatever comes next, even if the path isn't clear, because of the ways Batavia has shaped us. Tonight is a celebration, not just of an ending, but of everything that led us here and everything still to come. So as we begin this ceremony, let's take a moment to appreciate how far we've come and get ready for where we're going next. Welcome to the last time we will all be together like this. Welcome to the end of one chapter and the start of another. Welcome, class of 2026, to your graduation. Thank you.
Good evening. Welcome, friends, family, faculty, and fellow graduates. Looking around the room, we all look extra nice tonight in our caps and gowns. I guess you could say that we are figuratively and literally dressed for success. In fact, tonight tangibly encapsulates many of our successes over the past 4 years together. For as long as I can remember, I've thought of success as a number. Within the first few weeks of freshman year, I set up a 4-year checklist with Mr. Rollerson. In this document, we added classes, grades, extracurriculars, and every other metric I needed to check off in order to meet my vision of success. But once I was in the thick of school, it grew less and less important. Fast forward to senior year, you may be surprised to find out that I didn't hit most of these goals that freshman Grace set for myself. And honestly, I'm completely okay with that. Because what I did discover is that success is much more than these numbers. Merriam-Webster describes success as the correct or desired result of an attempt. Oxford describes it as the accomplishment of an aim or purpose, and Cambridge describes it as the achieving of the results wanted or hoped for. There's a pattern here. These are all action words. You can hope for something, attempt something, aim for something, and be successful. And success can be the result of many of these hopes, attempts, and aims. Society, however, leads us to believe that our targets must also be concrete and consolidated numerical measures of our time, knowledge, and effort. We often see it as our worth. But your worth can be defined by so much more. They're right, numbers don't lie because you need a target to aim for. But when our eyes are only focused on these targets, we miss out on everything else happening in the world around us, which is the most important part. Each of us in this room has a GPA assigned to us, a score from a standardized test, and a list of courses that we took throughout high school. And once we leave here, the metrics alone will mean very little. This is not to diminish our hard work over the past 4 years, but rather to emphasize that we are more than a number. We often equate our success with our worth, and our worth is defined by us, the whole person. Going into our futures, we must strive to not limit the measuring of success in life to metrics. Rather, open our definition to include our experiences, our relationships, and our passions. In the words of author William Bruce Cameron, not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted. I can't wait to see where each of us finds our version of success in the future. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2026.
Class of 2026, thank you for your invitation to speak to you and be a small part of your graduation ceremony. I graduated from high school 38 years ago. To say time has flown by is an understatement. Every morning I look in the mirror and realize I'm aging like an avocado. In fact, I use this app on my phone. I don't know if you kids have heard of it. It's called ChatGPT. I uploaded a photo of me and asked it to show me what I would look like in 20 years. It's not great. According to the ChatGPT generated photo, in 20 years I'll basically look like a combination of Mrs. Doubtfire and Bill Murray. Now, I don't remember a ton about my graduation, but a few things stand out. My mom went to 4 different stores to hunt down the dress shoes I wanted to wear to graduation. I remember driving home with my friends after the ceremony and realizing when I got inside my house that I left my new dress shoes in the school parking lot after I changed back into my gym shoes. And I really remember that after my mom found out I lost my shoes, she told me, "You get a diploma, but you're still an idiot." It was a lot scarier when she's waving a Marlboro light at you. But I'd like to think that was my mom's own way of saying continued learning is important. Minutes from now, one by one, you'll walk on stage and be handed a diploma case. Spoiler alert, the case is empty. The empty diploma case is a perfect metaphor for the fact that while you've learned a great deal, over the past 4 years, you still have more to learn. Some skills you've mastered will be obsolete in a decade. Skills you'll need to learn a decade from now, none of us can imagine. Thinking about advice I can give you about the future and why continued learning matters, a quote from the Army comes to mind. Train for the known, educate for the unknown. Education makes you adaptable. Many of the companies you'll be working in 10 years don't exist yet. Industries some of you will be a part of for much of your adult life are, right now, just a radical idea in somebody's head. Education isn't something you complete. It's something you do. It's something you always do. When my kids went to Grace McWayne Elementary School, the one day of the year I honestly never looked forward to was Fun Fair. It wasn't very fun for me, and I didn't think it was fair that on a Friday night I had to go. However, the kids loved it, it was for a good cause, and I was voluntold to be there. All those fun fairs have blended together, but two moments stand out. One is when my daughter, finally after years of trying, won a cake at the cakewalk. She was like the Susan Lucci of cakewalks, never ever won. She could have picked a Portillo's chocolate cake, but opted instead for what can best be described as a pink murder cake with sprinkles. It was a rough-looking cake. The worst part about the pink murder cake was when we brought it home after the fair and I cut a slice for my daughter, I noticed it was full of hair. Like every slice I cut. Parents, if one of you made that cake, I'll give you a pro tip. Wear a hairnet if you're baking your grad party cake. The other thing I remember about Fun Fair was reading some first grade projects posted on a bulletin board. They answered the question, when I grow up, I want to be, ... Most responses were typical things Batavia area kids say, firefighter, doctor, veterinarian. But my favorite one said, when I grow up, I want to be happy. Now that's a kid that gets it. It's my sincerest hope, above all, class of 2026, that in the future, you're happy. I recently watched an interview with Arthur Brooks, who's a Harvard social science professor that actually studies happiness. Brooks argues that happiness is built on 4 pillars: having a sense of purpose or meaning, strong family bonds, supportive friendships, and meaningful work earned through effort. As you start the next chapter of your life, remember that true happiness grows from these relationships and the purpose you choose to pursue. AI can simulate a lot of things, but it can't simulate the meaning and purpose of your life. Only you can do that. Now, it's hard not to talk about the future at a graduation ceremony, but remember to appreciate what's here and now in your lives, rather than always dwelling on what's next or what's happened. There's a great line in the movie Kung Fu Panda that offers a great outlook on life. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why they call it present. You have much in front of you to look forward to, but when it actually happens, enjoy and experience it. Don't just take pictures of it and update your story. Focus on being content rather than obsessed with being content. Take the time to be happy. We don't always do that. The writer Doug Kenny, who co-founded the National Lampoon and co-wrote the classic comedies Caddyshack and Animal House, looking back on his life, said, "Those were some of the happiest days I have ever ignored." I look at that line as both a warning and good advice. Heed it and take it. Today's a happy day. It's your graduation day. Some of you might be a little sad that high school's over, but the way I look at it, you can be sad that it's over or happy that it happened. Well, I'm very happy that all of you happened. I'm very happy that you happen to be part of Batavia High School. Congratulations, class of 2026. Well done. All right. There we go.
Welcome everyone to this special occasion. Graduation is an experience for school employees that affirms our work, makes us proud, and reminds us that you all stay the same age and we do not. When writing my graduation speech each year, I try to find special moments for each class or funny stories. I'm often asked if I just recycle my speech every year because no one really cares what I have to say. Oh wait, that was just my daughter who said that to me. I realize that this moment is not about me or the adults in the room. So with that in mind, it is time to recognize or roast the stars of the show, the seniors. When these students came to us from middle school, we may have been warned that they were spirited. We definitely found that to be the case. The good news is I love spirited. I want students to show us their fire and remind us why we are all here. We definitely saw their spirit at the class Olympics when they were juniors. We saw a game of musical chairs that turned almost tragic, dodgeball that is worthy of a sequel movie, and a volleyball match that could have been added to a season of Survivor. This spirit went all the way through to the end when it came time for a senior prank. Let's just say Mr. Dietz and I enjoyed our remodeled and relocated offices last week. In response to your prank, Mr. Dietz moved your diplomas. Good luck. So much can be said about your high school experiences as a whole group. You have all made your mark on us, whether it's your amazing acting, literary chops, service to our school and community, athletic prowess, e-sporting, musical ability, or artistic beauty. No matter what your next steps are, you will always be a bulldog. I hope that you can reflect on your time here at BHS with love and a feeling that you belonged here. Thank you for your time, and I would now like to turn it over to our superintendent, Mr. Tom Kim.
Good evening, and thank you all for being here to celebrate and honor the class of 2026. Batavia High School class of 2026, congratulations. You are here tonight because at some point you set a goal to walk across this stage. For some of you, that goal began years ago, as we heard earlier tonight. For others, it may not have fully become a reality for you until your junior or senior year. But regardless of when that vision took shape for you, you created a path and kept moving forward until you arrived at this moment tonight. So tonight, I want to leave you with a thought. There is a difference between a goal and a plan. Plans change. Circumstances change. Life is always changing, but goals are the things that continue to pull you forward. The conditions around you may require you to adapt your plans many times throughout your life. Yet your goal remains the North Star that keeps guiding you forward. I once read recently that in many ways, that journey of your plan is like driving a car. You have a rear view mirror. It matters because it reminds you where you have been and what you have learned. But notice something really important. That rear view mirror is small, doesn't give you the complete picture of your past. It was never meant to hold your focus for a long time. The past should inform you, but it should never define you. You also have side mirrors. They help you stay aware of the world around you, but they cannot show you everything. There will always be blind spots. And at times, you will encounter obstacles in life that you didn't expect. Setbacks, disappointments, or sudden changes in direction in your life. And when that happens, adapt and adjust. Because the most important window in the car is the windshield. It is the largest piece of glass on the vehicle. It is designed to help you focus on what lies ahead of you. There will be moments when your vision feels really clouded by doubt, fear, or uncertainty. But just as the windshield wipers clear away rain and a defroster restores your visibility, life has a way of helping us regain our clarity through experiences, resilience, and the people who support us along the way. So, keep looking forward, keep adjusting when it's necessary, and keep moving toward the future that calls you forward. As you leave tonight, remember this: use every perspective available to you. Learn from your past, stay aware of what surrounds you, recognize that blind spots do exist, and when necessary, adapting your plans with courage and wisdom, but never lose sight of what your goals are. Class of 2026, every person here tonight in this stadium is proud of you. They believe in you and is excited to see where your plan takes you next. To the board, I certify that the senior class of 2026 presented to you this evening and as listed in the official commencement program has successfully completed the Batavia Public School District 101 and State of Illinois requirements necessary for a high school diploma. President Meadows and the Board of Education, it is my honor to present to you the graduating class of 2026.
Many of the friends and family who are gathered here today watched your first step. For some, we remember literal first steps. For others, they may have been first words, first breakthroughs, first acts of courage, or for the first time someone believed in them. However they began, those early moments helped shape the people you are today. Why does everybody make such a big deal over the first steps? In many ways, the moment you got off all fours and started walking or beginning to explore the world, you were beginning the long path to self-sufficiency. Those were some of your first efforts at testing boundaries, seeing what sort of trouble you could get into or out of. And in the end, they were not about moving your feet. They're steps in a process. There was the first time you ran into your parents' or caregivers' arms as they came home one day. There was the first step onto the bus on your way to kindergarten. There was the first step you took on the marching band field. There was the first step where you kicked or hit a ball or a pass or headed toward the finish line. More importantly, there was the first step you took after you did those things and kept going. There's the first step after you fall that usually preceded confident first steps when no one was there to catch you. Every one of you failed, took the fall, and got back up. There was the first step into your favorite class that neither you nor your teacher knew would be your favorite class. That class might be the one that set you on your path to your first step out of here. There was the first step that was no step at all. It was your first effort or action that set you into your future, your path. And the last one is important to note. First steps are largely symbolic. It does not matter if you can walk, run, or roll. You have a first step in your process toward independence. I would insist by the end of today, everyone will have seen one of your first steps. There are people in this arena that do not know you. Some are sitting in those seats that do not know you either. But trust me, you will cross paths. I know this, and bear with me, this is a bit of a humble brag. A few weeks ago, my oldest son, Aiden, who stood here and gave one of these speeches nearly 8 years ago, graduated law school at the University of Colorado Boulder. He told us a story the other day that a classmate emailed him out of the blue about a paperwork pitfall for his bar exam application. And when I say classmate, I do not mean one from Boulder. I mean one that graduated with him here 8 years ago, in this very arena. First steps are a good thing. First steps bind you to those around you, and certainly to those who step with you. By the time the last name is called and that diploma is in hand, everyone here will have witnessed your first step, theoretical, virtual, literal, or otherwise. In many ways, this is your truest first step, the one that leads you out into your own future. Congratulations. Enjoy the next steps.
Jackson Atticus Garrett. Olivia Ann Hooper. Grace Nelson. Chloe Rose Camas. Robin Sarah Adams. Kush Udvaryu. Dominic Albergo. Sarah Ann Alf. Anthony Joseph Allholm II. Dominic Jace Allen. Ashley Alvarez. Niley Ariana Alvarez. Shreya Anand. Vikashni Ananth. Bodie Anderson. Light Sky Anderson. Matilda Joyce Auer. Ryan Christopher Augustine. Lily Glenna Ottenreith. Edson Baez. Katende Ethan Bagye. Zoe Maureen Belzano. Stephen D. Banos. Maria Victoria Barrios. Nathaniel Bryant Weishong Barsh. Elizabeth Ray Bailing. Gregory Henthorne Bell. Brett Peyton Berggren. Avery Burke. Gina Bernacchi Nino. Wyatt Wayne Berryhill. Andrew Grant Blonick. Haley Elise Blair. Evan Michael Blankenship. Tyler Daniel Boland. Evan Andrew Bonnet. Chelsea Ann Booth. Alex C. Bowser. Yanni Bozanelos. Logan Stewart Bremner. Preston Brummel. Mariana Rose Bruno. Jessica Paige Bowman. Liam T. Burke. Patrick Michael Burns. Amber Buss. Falcon J. Byland. Aiden Campbell. Aiden Cantu. Tegan Thomas Carlson. Madeline Rose Cassidy. Anthony Castillo Rodriguez. William Edward Cervantes. Gianna Marie Cesaroni. Elias Kenneth Cheney. Bhavda Chowdhury. Darla Fern Chavez. Owen Andrew Chenoweth. Callie Michelle Chestnut. Miranda Louise Siapa. Oliver H. Cieslak. Noelle Shea Collins. Matisse Markham Contreras. Thomas Smith Contreras. Jacob Cooper. Kelsey Margaret Corkin. Tyler Corley. Isabel Marie Cortez. Oliver Leonard Cornea. Logan Jeremiah Cox. Emma Mackenzie Craig. Brennan Andrew Crawford. Colin H. Cruz. Fen Kreider. Hayden Marshall Cromer. Adrian Cruz. Neela Grace Cull. Andrew James Culata. Joseph Michael Daly. Brandon Daniels. Nathan Douglas Donoski. Liam David Derry. Julia Cosette Dougherty. Elijah Davis. Isaiah Robert Day. Gabrielle Elise DeGrieve. Jacob Andrew DeGrieve. Atsiri de la Peña. Andrew Delabella. Caitlin Cleghorn. Darian Cole. Gabriel Diaz. Maxwell James Diouf. Jack Dylan Domanis. Elizabeth Donahue. John Andreas Dorisas. Philip Doughton Drews. Michael James Doyle. Ella Drew. Caden B. Duchik. Peyton Hillary Dutkovich. Caden Lee Jafari. Isabella Marie Jeek. Ryan Eddie Edgerton. Grace Michelle Elfman. Ella Emmert. Aubrianne Jean Enger. Sydney Josephine Enger. Lily Rain Enos. Edgar Ursig. Delilah Escalante. Gavin Ferrante. Sadie Files. Emma Katerina Fleischman. Jonathan Mark Folkerts. Hannah Lynn Fox. William Norman Friedland. Shane Fukumoto. Ruby Fusick. Lucas Keith Gandy. Daisy Guadalupe Garcia. Magali Garcia. Brendan Patrick Garrison. Sophia Gasca. Aubrey Rose Gasson. Dominic Anthony Gilardi. Luke Thomas Gianfrancesco. Donatus Gibbs Jr. Micah Gilmore. Angel Mora Cardenas. Leah Ann Gonzalez. Olivia Ann Graham. Matthew R. Gregoire. Ugne Maria Gregoitita. Piper Grimes. Evan G. Grimm. Bryant William Grizel. Annabelle Rainfern Guthke. Andrew Charles Hager. Henry Todd Hahn. Aiden Hajek. William Kenneth Hampson. Elena Isabella Hampton. Chase Meyer Hampton. Lauren Hassenjager. Peyton Mary Hazlitt. Braden Matthew Healy. Joshua James Hecht. Grace Jean Genevieve Heffley. Gavin John Henneth. Adeline Arveda Herman. Jesse James Hernandez. Miguel Herrera. Senethi Chenulia Hewamanage. Eva Linnea Holzel. Jack Joseph Holzel. Matthew T. Hostalik. Justine Carmela Howell. Samar Howell. Cole F. Hubbard. Casey Michael Hubert. Lucas Donovan Hubert. Eva Huerta. Benjamin Elliott Huggins. Tyler Martin Humbert. George R. Hutchins. Marcelino Marcel Jabber. Nicholas Robert Jancy. Samantha Grace Jancy. Brady V. Johansson. Charlotte Ann Johansson. Aubrey Lynn Johnston. Bryant A. Johnson Jr. Haley Grace Johnson. Olin S. Johnson. Sasha Jovanovic. Isabel Leah Juarez. Xavier Alexander Justice. Caitlin Jane Cakeley. Tabin Msiri Kazadi. Madeline Lee Kennedy. Melina Kamisi Sobi. Alia Khan. Olivia Judith Klein. Sage Cumick. Owen Thomas Koshin. Maxwell Anderson Kuzis. Summer Megan Kowalik. Nora Grace Koziel. Mackenzie Kathleen Crouch. Owen Thomas Quichow. Hayden Riley V. Lockenlale. Dana Valentina Loiza Oviedo. Jane Melinda Lishamer. John Maxwell Lippincott. Audrey Jean Lindstrom. Alexander Glenn Lindy Marin. Mackenzie J. Lesorgen. Rafael Joaquin Garlan Leonardo. Natalie Taylor Leonard. Kyla Noel Lehman. Carl Werner Lekander. Tessa Claire Legic. Jaden Lehman. Maya Lever. Mia Elise LaSalle. Michael Alexander Lucina Alexandria.
Brady Allen Loftus. Lucy Grace Lolini. Camille Longi. Olandra Lopez Marin. Eduardo Lopez Jr. Yamale Lopez. Natalie Rose Lucas. Alexis Rose Lundstrom. Elliot Douglas Lynn. Anthony David Manzano. Vincent Mara. Michael Ray Marsh. Rafael A. Martinez. Charlotte Elizabeth McDonald. Quentin McGill. Maud Dorothy Ray McKillop. Owen Christopher McLaughlin. Allender Meekum. Will Ozzy Maleen. Amira L. Mendoza. Ethan Coates McKessel. Anthony William Miller. Heather Miller. Tony Minnick. Andrew Charles Mitchell. Tamani Rainan Mitchell. Aiden Edward Monet. Naomi Hope Moore. Jorge Luis Mora. Isabella Moran. Zaire Mosby. Kai Star Ruby Moses. Nicholas Cree Mowen. Sydney Sophia Mowen. Brianna Munoz. Ryan Jeffrey Myers. Brandon F. Napravnik. Thomas W. Napravnik. Sophia A. Nardello. Raymond Naver. Lincoln Scott Naylor. Charlotte Grace Nelson. Zachary James Nelson. Dylan Thon Wynn. Juliana Maria Norris. Ariel Novak. Tyler John Nystrom. Avery Eugene O'Connor. Kaya Ruth Oberg. Anna Olson. Phyllis Ataza. Elaine Michelle Panazzo. Andrew Michael Parker. George William Parker. Kyle Pasco. Natalie Lauren Patel. Satva Nilesh Patik. Luke Russell Patrizzi. Amelia J. Patterson. Joshua M. Patterson. Maddox Owen Payne. Logan Robert Paulin. Gavin Thomas Picor. Christopher Pena. Adriana Rose Pepping. Gavin David Perdue. Amaya Rose Perez. Jose Perez. Jack Samuel Perkins. Caleb Edward Peters. Sarah T. Peterson. Alex M. Peterson. Hayden Anthony Peterson. Dylan Rain Petrie. Savaa May Petrosa. Colin Payton. Emerson Louise Pierce. Evelyn Rose Pine. Penelope Claire Platt. Riley Porter. Madeline Josephine Preble. Cameron Scott Freer. Isabella Bianca Punzio. Marissa K. Reiser. Abigail Ray. Joseph Reed. Brianna Nicole Resendez. Ivana Reyes. Renea Rimmer. Nora E. Sage. Logan C. Roby. Brandon Jacob Rodriguez. Joshua Rodriguez. Shaylee Ann Rogers. Paisley Marcela Rojas. Audrey Roller. Anthony Jordan Romero. Caitlin Renee Rosenitz. Quentin Rufo. Cody Rummel. Aiden Dempsey Rupp. Tucker Michael Sam. Lily Ann Salzman. Seamus Paul Simsami. Benjamin Roger Sartori. Sadie Elizabeth Saul. Nathan Michael Shawm. Ryder Schmiggy. Joshua M. Schulenberg. Nolan Schultz. Christopher D. Schultz. Lucy Victoria Scranton. Charlotte Marie Severson. Caleb Sharda. Naya Jean Schoaf. Danny Shoemaker. Benjamin Adam Sillenagel. Akateria Sinkina. Samantha Elizabeth Sipes. Dexter Hill Sconey. Emma Regan Sconey. Aiden Miguel Sloan. Claire Ann Smith. Solis Willowite. Dylan Spencer. Lane Robert Stahl. Wyatt Edward Stahl. Ryan Stephen Starr. Shelby A. Stauber. Anna Lee Steele. Ava Ellen Steelglove. Elizabeth Mary Steffen. Riley Marie Stevens. Brendan Michael Stewart. Jason Gregory Stoffels. Nora Elizabeth Studley. Lily Ann Stoops. Emmy Stroniak. Charles Sullivan. Tegan Marie Sullivan. Eleanor Swanson. Elena Catherine Zuberla. Mia Bella Tarmichael. Rex Tassine. Trenton Joseph Thiem. Allison Diana Thomas. Kaylee Rose Thomas. Logan Edward Thomas. Reed Thompson Tien. Wine Tien. Landon Page Tyndall. Layla Isabella Torreso. Ethan Edward Tucker. Jacob Aaron Ubben. Noel Eulentrop. Sophia Ella Vaja. Gavin Anthony Van Pelt. Lolita Vasquez. Sophia Vergara Whitaker. Maria Alejandra Vergara Ariza. Angeli Villarreal. Jace Villarreal. Maxwell Solis Visor. Bailey Reese Wade. Madden Wagonet. Yihan Wang. Gavin Edward Warpinski. Benjamin Michael Walsh. Emma Jane Wecker. Hannah Grace Weiss. Madeline Elizabeth Weiss. Dylan Michael Wells. Charles Dean Wendy. Elizabeth May Wendy. Esther Louise Wesselo. Ruth Anna Wesselo. Madeline Grace Wheatley. Kashmira Catherine White. Mason Witt. Ryan Whitmer. Kaylee E. Williams. Nathan D. Williams. Lydia Wilson. William Wynn. Isabel Elaine Witt. Lila Kate Wojcik. Calvin Thane Wolf. Hermias Wolnick. Addison Wasiga. Ashley L. Wyatt. Isabel Maeve Yoder. Jaden Antonio Young. Eric Paul Yurkowitz. Mia Ann Zakoda. Ellie Diora Zaragoza. John Michael Eugene Sullivan.
Good evening, esteemed Batavia High School and Kane County staff, family, friends, and the graduating class of 2026. My name is Chloe Comas, and I'm honored to stand before you today. 4 years ago, I could have never possibly imagined speaking to you today at graduation. Looking at me up here, I don't stand out. I'm not an exceptional student. I'm not an all-star athlete. I'm not an amazing musician, and I don't sing or dance in theater. Although all of those things are very admirable, I am simply just me. As I reflected on our time at Batavia High School, I realized that despite everything that makes us different and unique, there is one thing that unites us all: change. If I asked you all to raise your hands, how many of you would say that you've changed over the past 4 years of high school? The truth is, everyone here, even the people who aren't raising their hands, have experienced change in one way or another. We've seen changes in our friend groups from freshman year to now, the way we look. I mean, have you looked at the pictures of yourselves from freshman year? The sports we've played, the clubs we've joined, the classes we've taken, and the grades we've earned. We haven't just grown, we have evolved into new variations of ourselves, and whether we like it or not, after tonight, things will continue to change, and that includes us too. My father once told me, change is something that makes people uncomfortable, and no one wants to acknowledge it. But when you do, you see that you've grown into something new. His words stuck with me at the time, and I believe that they are especially relevant today. Change is never easy. It can be uncomfortable, even scary. It pushes us out of what's familiar into situations that we are not sure of ourselves. But this discomfort is a part of the process. Experts say that it takes about 21 days to build a habit, and those first few days can feel the hardest. But if one persists over time, what once felt unfamiliar starts to feel natural. So you see, we don't need to fear what comes next. Over the past 4 years, we have already experienced many challenging moments, and we adjusted, learned, and grew stronger because of that discomfort. As a result, we made it through high school, one of what will be the many accomplishments in our lives, becoming capable, compassionate, and creative individuals along the way. As we move forward into this next chapter in our lives, I urge you to remember my father's words. Change will come, and it will make us uncomfortable. It is something you can never avoid or outrun, but it's in those moments of discomfort that we are given the opportunity to learn, to flourish. So no matter what you're about to experience, the workforce, the military, or college, I urge you to take advantage of the change you will face. Be proud of the new you, hold your head high, smile big, and celebrate this amazing achievement. But first, we need to make one more change. If you will all please stand if you are able. Remove the tassels from your caps. Class of 2026, we did it!
Salesman's like, what up? What's your budget? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know nothing about mopeds. He said, I got the one for you. Follow me. Ooh, it's too real. Calm down, Mia. I don't need a windshield. Banana seat, I canopy on 2 wheels. 800 cash, that's a hell of a deal. I'm headed downtown. Cruising through the alley. Tiptoeing in the street like ballet. Pulled up, moped to the valet. White walls on the wheels like mayonnaise. Go. My coupe is in, and all we need is 2 good wins. Got cash in the tank, cash in the bank, and a bad little mama with my face. I'ma lick that, stick that, break her off, kick that, snuck her in backstage. You don't need a wristband, dope. Killing the game, about to catch a body. Past the heartbeat, Dookie on the Ducati. Timberland, Khaled, Sky Storch, Birdman, got new. Man, everybody got Bugattis, but I'ma keep a hell in 1987. Head into the dealership and drop a stack and cop a Kawasaki. I'm stunning on everybody, hella raw past the wasabi. I'm so low that my scrotum's almost dragging up on the concrete. My seat is leather, I ride a mine is pleather, but girl, we can still ride together. You don't need an Uber, you don't need a cab, or get a bus pass. You got a moped, man. She got 1988, Mariah Carey here, very rare. Mom jeans on her derriere, throwing up the west side as we tear in the air. Stop by Pike Place, throwing fish to a downtown, 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 downtown. She has her arms around your waist. You're the balance that will keep her safe. Have you ever felt the warm embrace? Downtown, let her sit between your It's me, the M, the A, C, the K. Sounding like a French pimp from back in the day. I take her to Ponderay and I watch her skate. I mean, water ski.